Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and I am one half of the Dungeon Swag team. We're back in the 3.5 monster manual on the Mindflayer, or Iliathid as some of us call them, if we are old. I don't know if new people know about the Iliathid thing. I don't think they call them that anymore. Not sure. So anyways, you got your Mindflayers, which are a medium aberration, and then you got your Mindflayer sorcerers in the book here. We're gonna make something like this. Looks like they have 4 tentacles coming out of the bottom of their mouth. They have no hair. They're blue or purple. Is there any flavor text here? Tall as a human, rubbery flesh, rubbery and greenish mauve. I don't know what mauve is. Glistening with slime, but the picture does not look greenish mauve to me. It looks purple or blue. All right, anyways, we're going to make some. Oh, there we go. Also called Iliathids. I knew that was a thing. Let's get a base going. I'm just going to stub that little sickly little looking base. I have 2 minis I pulled for this. I probably could have pulled a lot more. I pulled 2. I think that I would like to do something like this guy, but I like his posture better. There's a lot more work on this guy to do than this one, but this guy's got the posture I want to be I'm a Mindflayer kind of guy. So I'm going to snip his horns off. I'm going to snip his hair off. Oh, that's connected on his back, too. Gross. There's his little tab I had to pull out there. See that? And then his face is a little wonky yet from where his helmet is. I'm just going to grab a knife. Skim off that little seam around his helmet. I don't want it to look like a helmet. Okay. Take a little bit of that head off too while I'm at it. I'm going to get a, pardon me, something to sand with. Just this little emery board here. I'm just going to round off the back of his head a little better. There we go. And then his dome is pretty high because he had the helmet. So I'm going to bring that dome down a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Something like that. All right, cool. Well, let's get him off this base. And let's get some garbs on him. So for his garb, I'm just going to get a little piece of old t-shirt. And I'm going to kind of size him up. Something like that. And then I'm going to fold this in half. Best I can. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. And then I'm going to cut up across, and then on this back part here. I'm just going to make that a little jaggedy. Okay. Then I'm going to see if I got the cut short enough, and I don't have it cut quite short enough. I don't think. Okay, so we're just going to come across here and do some irregular cuts into that. See if that did it. It'll be close. Alright, so instead of having to redo that whole bottom fringe part again, I'm just going to try to roughly refold this in half. Okay. Try that again. Get a little dry fit going. Something like that will be better. Alright, so once I have an idea where I want that to position on his back, I'm just going to get a dab of glue there. And I'm going to smash that onto his back where I want it to sit. And mush that in. And then I'm going to drag these parts down. And I know I want this to lay over his arms snug, right? And hang down. So I'm going to get a dab on his shoulder here, on his upper arm. And I'm going to drag that into place. So it sits where I want it to. Okay. Sweet. And then I'm just going to cut. Oops. A little bit of that off. So it hangs kind of where I want it to. Alright. Let's talk about getting this dude on his base. And to do that, we're just going to get a little super glue here. I'm going to open up this stuff, my baking soda. I'm going to get some super glue, and I'm going to make an outline and fill it in where I want him to, where I want the dirt part on his base to be. Just like that. Then I'm going to get that. Okay. And I'm going to set him on the base where I want him. Okay. And let's start doing some mouth tentacles, because that's what this is. Oh, I don't need that close. We're going to need this again, actually. Oh, so to do his mouth tentacles, I don't have a great plan here. I do have some little, like, creepy crawlies that I forgot to bring down that I thought would make good mouth tentacle pieces. And I forgot them, so we'll just use wire. So this is just some really cheap plastic coated wire, and what I'm doing is I'm going to cut 4 lengths of this that are kind of long. Something like that. And I'm going to get all those bunched together. And I'm going to snip that off flush. And make that into a little bundle of 4. I'm going to get a little dab of glue on my table here. Just like that. And I'm going to shove that bundle into that glue. Move it around, jiggle it around a little bit. And we'll let that sit for a moment while that solidifies all the way, and then we'll pluck that off and mount that to this dude. So for mounting this to this dude, we're going to have to make some adjustments to his chin. So to do that, I'm just going to snip off where his mouth is at an angle. Just like that. And then I'm going to take his nose too. And I'm just going to lightly cut that nose off. Alright. And then this should be about ready for attachment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip these tentacles off. And I'm going to leave these on here glued like this for now. And I'm going to mount that to his face. Once I get that on his face, kind of where I want it, I'm going to get my glue gun. I'm going to drag the bump of that around and mount it the best I can without getting it on his eyes, if I can help it. It might move around a little bit, and that's okay. If it's moving around or you don't have a good place to set it, just come back to your glue and snip off a little bit and make a good spot to set it, okay? Don't flip out. There we go. And we'll just get a good spot to set it. And you can heat this up or just put a little dab of glue there and go right back to what we were doing and get that in position. Oops, I got it on his chin like a dumbass. Okay. So what I want to do is to melt that into his chin line, jaw line, I'm sorry, the best I can. And then I want to bring that down onto the tentacles, but not into his eye sockets like that. So I have 4 there. He's pretty good. I'm going to get my minor burning hand spell. There we go. And then we're going to get a little bit of glue and a little bit of baking soda. And we're going to get underneath here. We're not going to do the top part yet. We're going to do underneath the... Okay. Now we're going to bend these. They should be a little sturdy to move. We're just going to bend these tentacles a little bit. It's plastic covered little just thin wire. Oh, I pulled that one right out. It's okay, we'll get it back in there after I bend it. Okay. Oh, come on, you. Alright, I can't get that to mount like that, so I'm just going to have to get another dab of glue and get it back on there. And even though we didn't want to have to bring more glue into this, that's just how it worked out. Okay. Okay, we got this all kind of in place. We're just going to grab our glue and do the thinnest coat of glue on these, just so we can sturdy them up. Okay, and then we're going to get our glue. And we're going to rub it into this fabric. Just outline it pretty much. And let's see how good that is. Let's get a toothpick. See how sturdy that is. Okay. It's not all the way solidified. I missed some spots. That's okay. You just get in there and get what you need to get. Okay. Now, he seems pretty sturdy, but there's a little wonkiness on the end of those tips. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fatten those up a tiny bit by just giving them another dab of glue. Did my glue run out? Sure did. Hold on. Alright, got a new glue here. We're just going to get a dab of glue on each of these. Okay. I'm going to get a toothpick. If there's any little bubbles, you don't want those. And we'll see if this covers up the weirdness on those tentacles. Okay, good. That'll do it for the most part. We just don't want that to look like the end of wires, you know. We want that to look like it has some. And then this one, this part here, you got to get up underneath here. And this is going to make them sturdy. Run it up the wires some. And then kind of tap it back down. And then hold them upside down and sprinkle your baking soda. Okay. So let's put some stuff out of our way here. Sorry, somebody said my workspace seems really organized. It's not. I need to do a serious cleaning on this thing, this whole area. I used to save these. I have like several little drawers full of them now, so I'm not saving these anymore. If there's somebody that really needs these or wants these, let me know, and maybe I'll start saving them for you. But for now, they're getting tossed. All right. So here's our Mindflayer. Pre-paint job, obviously, Mindflayer. He's got his 4 mouth tentacles. He's got some kind of robe thing going on here. He does have a couple spider webs. I think oh, there we go. I think that's all the spider webs. All right, come on, go out, you. That's all right. That'll just be nice added detail. We can do that to the other one so it looks kind of similar, I guess. There we go. Just burn that up and round it off. I did not have enough glue on that one. All right. So when we come back in part 2, I'll have him base coated and we'll paint him up. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how he looks. I'm just wanted to rub his dome down a little bit. So I just used that minor burning hand spell to crispy that up so I can grab it with my toothpick and drag it away. Bring his head down a little bit. All right, so that's him. We'll come back in part 2 and paint him up. You'll see us in a minute. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to be part of our journey here on Dungeons & Doom Biscuit, where I'm building the entire monster manual and trying to sell you minis as I'm showing you how to make cheap minis. Yeah, I know. Great business plan, Doom. All right, see you next time.